Well, here we are at Unit 7, and this focus on this one is on church architecture. It's called A House for the Church. I emailed you and I wrote in the last unit that for this unit you need a little monograph by Rabbi Larry Hoffman called Sacred Places and the Stages of Life, something like that. And I have copies of it for each of you, so I asked you to tell me how to get it to you. Do you want to come to the office and pick it up? Do you want me to send it into your office? Do you want me to email it to you? So far, I don't mean email, I mean put it into the snail mail for you. So far I have not heard from everybody, so you do not have what you need in order to do this unit. So call me, text me, email me, tell me how you want to get this monograph. So the monograph is really the only thing that's listed in the course outline as required for this unit. However, within the supplementary readings, there are two other documents. One is called Built of Living Stones, which is a document that was published by the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops. And it's written about in the discussion of the unit. And then there is an article by Richard Vasco, who's a priest of the Albany Diocese, and he is a liturgical consultant. He's really a practicing architect, but he doesn't use that as a title. And I have a link to his website, and this article is called Built of Living Stones, 7 Years After. So that's also in the supplementary files. There are two questions on the message board, one in response to Rabbi Larry Hoffman, and another in response to a quote from Richard Vasco that I have in the discussion. And of course we have an example of the way in which one can worship following the mindset sort of the Second Vatican Council in St. Thomas More Church. So if you have questions, there's a third item on the discussion board, as usual, for other questions and comments. And you might want to use that in order to focus your thoughts. Or really ask questions that you didn't find answers to, or you just, they're things you ponder about the church or the church architecture in general. Why things are the way they are, or why they aren't the way you think they should be. So that's for this week. Some of you really do need to do a lot of catching up. There isn't the kind of adequate dialogue with each other because you're at different stages in the units, so that expectation isn't there, that you'll have all this crosstalk there. I'll be putting up the next unit later in this week. I'm going to be in New Orleans next week on an accreditation visit, so I won't be able to prepare the materials or to put them up until later in the week. So I'll get that out ahead of time, but you aren't obliged to do 2 units in 1 week. You'll have the other time to do them. And we're a little behind as it is. I'm a little behind as well as you're behind. So I hope you enjoy this unit. This is one of the sections that really interests me. And I never really thought that so much of my life was going to be taken up with liturgical architecture. I guess I was raised to be attentive to architecture. During the summers, my parents would take us to different churches to Sunday Mass. So I was, paying attention to the different kinds of liturgies and the different spaces of worship. And then several times in my life I've been involved in liturgical renovations first, and then with the building of St. Thomas More Church. And now my work with Adi Bethune, and before that with Father Reinhold, both of them were involved a lot in church architecture, and it's just how my life unfolded. So it's something that has always been a curiosity to me, and then turned into really a profound privilege to be involved in the building of St. Thomas More Church. So I hope you enjoy your own readings on this topic, and let me know if there are any questions or comments that you have to make. Have a good week. Bye.